right now. While you're watching this video, every serious hunter in your area is doing something that will give them a massive advantage over you next season. And if you wait even 2 more weeks, you've already missed the most critical window of the entire year. I'm about to show you the 7 off-season moves that separate guys who tag out from guys who eat tag soup. And 3 of them can only be done in the next 30 days. Let's go. Look, I get it. Season just ended. You're exhausted. Maybe you filled your tag, maybe you didn't. But here's what I learned after tagging 40+ mature bucks on public land. January through March is where next season is actually won or lost. Most hunters are sitting on their couch right now. They'll start prepping in August, throw up a few cameras in September, and wonder why they're seeing the same young bucks in the same spots they always have. But you're here, which means you're different. And by the end of this video, you'll have a step-by-step game plan that takes 30 minutes per week. That's it, but will completely transform your next season. We're covering 7 critical moves, and I'm revealing them in order of urgency. Number 1 needs to happen in the next 2 weeks, or you've literally missed your shot for an entire year. So stick with me. All right, move number 1, postseason scouting, and this is your absolute golden window right now. Here's why January is special. Deer sign is still fresh, but human pressure is completely gone. Every trail, every rub, every scrape from the rut is still visible. The leaves are down, you can see 200 yards into the timber, and deer are in their late season feeding patterns. And this is when you discover where mature bucks actually lived, not where you hoped they lived. Here's your mission. Get into the spots you hunted and the spots you didn't. Bring your phone, OnX, and a notepad. You're looking for 3 things. First, heavy rub lines, especially on trees 3 to 4 inches thick. That's mature buck sign. Mark every cluster. Second, primary scrapes under licking branches. If you find scrapes that are torn up and 14 inches wide or bigger, that's a mature buck's calling card. Third, hidden bedding areas. Look for clusters of beds on south-facing slopes, thick cover or elevation where they can see and smell danger. Now here's the key most people miss. Move number 2. You need to get home and immediately mark everything you found on satellite imagery. Open OnX or Google Earth and drop pins on every major rub line, scrape, and bedding area. Now zoom out. This is where it gets good. You're looking for the pattern. Where are these bedding areas in relation to food sources? What's the terrain like between them? Are there funnels, saddles, or pinch points that connect them? I use different colored pins. Red for bedding, yellow for rubs, blue for scrapes, green for sign I found, but didn't hunt near. When you see it all laid out, the travel corridors just jump off the screen. This is how you find those hidden setups that public land bucks use to avoid pressure. Last season, I found a bedding to feed corridor that I'd walked past 20 times without seeing. It was 80 yards off the main trail in a little drainage. I hung one set there in September, arrowed a 140-inch 8-point opening day. But mapping your discoveries is only half the equation. You also need to map something else. Move number 3, pressure mapping. This is the secret weapon almost nobody uses. Go back into your satellite map and mark every single spot you saw. Hunters, trucks, or boot tracks this season, mark every trail you took to your stands. Mark where you jumped deer. Now mark where you think other hunters set up based on parking areas and obvious sign. And here's what you'll notice. Everyone hunts the same 20% of the property, the easy access trails, the obvious funnels, the field edges. Your job is to find the 80% nobody touches, and when you overlay your sign from postseason scouting with your pressure map, you'll find gold mines. Areas with great sign that are just far enough off the beaten path that no one bothers. That's where mature bucks live during season. I had a spot last year, a quarter-mile walk past where everyone stops, then another 200 yards off trail into a nasty cedar thicket. Found it in January. Killed a 150-inch 10-point there in November because I was the only human he'd seen in weeks. Now, once you've got your map styled, it's time to start thinking about entry and exit routes. But before we get there, move number 4, shed hunting, but not the way you think. Everyone wants to find sheds. Cool, I get it, but if you're serious about hunting, sheds are intelligence gathering, not a treasure hunt. When you find a shed, mark the exact location. Now ask yourself, what food source is nearby? What bedding? What's the wind been doing? Here's the key. Bucks drop sheds in late January through March, which means where you find them is where mature bucks are living right now in their late winter pattern. This tells you their core area. And if you find multiple sheds from the same buck over multiple years, congratulations, you just identified a buck that has a home range on your property. That's a killable deer next season if you play it smart. Pro tip, focus your shed hunting in thick bedding areas and transition zones near late season food sources. Don't just walk field edges. Everyone does that. Get into the nasty stuff where mature bucks feel safe. Speaking of which, let's talk about creating those safe zones. Move number 5, establish sanctuary zones where you will never ever hunt. This is counterintuitive, but it works. Pick 1 or 2 thick, nasty bedding areas you found during postseason scouting, ideally spots with multiple escape routes and good wind protection. Make a pact. You will never step foot in these zones during hunting season, not once. These become the safe havens where mature bucks retreat when pressure hits. And when you set up on the fringes of these sanctuaries on the travel corridors leading in and out, you're hunting unpressured deer. I have a 15-acre sanctuary on my main public land spot. I don't even scout it after January, but I have 3 stands on the edges and I've killed 5 bucks over 130 inches in the last 6 years within 100 yards of that zone. Mature bucks are patternable when they feel safe. Give them somewhere to feel safe and they'll show up like clockwork. And now here's where most people drop the ball. Move number 6, prep your tree stands and shooting lanes right now in January. Or why now? Because any work you do in season alerts deer. Trimming branches, hanging stands, clearing lanes, all of that creates disturbance. But if you do it now, in the dead of winter, deer have 9 months to forget about it. Go to your best stand locations based on your postseason scouting and get them ready. Trim your shooting lanes, clear your approach trails quietly. Hang your stands if you haven't already. Use a quality climbing stick system and make sure everything is silent. Test your entry and exit routes. Walk them 3 times. Can you get in and out in the dark without busting deer? If not, adjust now. I also recommend putting up at least 2 to 3 new stands in spots you discovered this off-season. That way, you have fresh options based on wind and pressure. And here's a ninja move. Bring a rake and clear all the noisy leaves from your approach trail. It sounds obsessive, but silent entry is everything when you're hunting mature deer on public land. All right, we've covered 6 moves, but there's one more that ties everything together. Move number 7. Create your written game plan for next season. Take everything you've learned, your postseason scouting, your pressure maps, your stand locations, and create a simple 1-page game plan. Write down your top 3 stand locations and what wind/conditions are perfect for each. Your entry and exit routes for every setup, your backup spots if your A-list gets pressured, your October strategy versus your November rut strategy. This sounds basic, but I promise you when October rolls around and you're standing in the dark at 5:30 a.m. trying to decide where to hunt, you'll be glad you have this. It eliminates second guessing. It keeps you disciplined. I keep mine in a small notebook in my truck. I review it once a month, and every season I'm light years ahead of where I was the year before because I'm building on a system, not just winging it. So there you have it, 7 off-season moves that will completely change your next season, but only if you act now. Postseason scouting closes in a few weeks. Shed hunting is happening right now. Your competition is either doing this or they're sitting on the couch. Which hunter are you? If you found this valuable, do me a favor. Drop a comment below and tell me which move you're tackling first. Are you hitting the woods this weekend for scouting? Already mapping pressure? Let me know. And if you want more public land strategies like this, hit that subscribe button. I drop a new video every week that's designed to help you punch more tags on public ground. Now get out there. Your best season ever starts today.